Hi, and welcome back to Yoga with Tim. I'm Tim, and today we're going to begin our practice with just a brief seated meditation to center and ground ourselves before we get moving. So always a good idea to empty yourself before you begin. Empty physically, emotionally, things that you're holding on to mentally, whatever's preventing you from being present. So we'll do that for just a moment so that we can fully be in our body for the next half hour or so. So as you find your comfortable seat, whether it's cross-legged and virasana, close your eyes and feel your pelvic roots. Feel your sit bones on your lift or on the floor. And then feel the spine in space. As the sit bones release straight down, feel how the spine can become more buoyant. Relax the weight off your shoulders and your neck so your shoulders can roll back into their natural position. Relax your jaw and your tongue. And just feel your head floating right up over top of your spine. Let the breath roll in and out through your nose. Then open your eyes, but keep your focus inward as you come into extended child's pose. So in extended child's, have your big toes together, knees just wide enough for your ribs to fit in between, and then stretch forward. Lift your gaze towards your hands. Scoop up your belly, reach your heart forward, and walk your hands over to the right. Slide your right hand back like a kickstand arm and really stretch through that left arm as you move your left hip crease back. Slide the right arm forward again. Walk your hands over to the left. Slide that left hand back like a kickstand arm. Reach and lean into the right arm as your right hip crease releases back. Tack the right hip back. Grow the right side ribs, arm muscles longer. And just feel how by taking a deep breath, it helps to open up. And slide the left arm forward, hands back to center. Come up onto your hands and your knees. Lift your feet up, and then with your big toes, draw circles. Draw circles the other direction. Curl the toes under, push down into the four corners of your hands, lift your knees up. Slide your hips back away from your wrist. And then elevate the hips up towards the ceiling. Lift your heels up high towards the ceiling. Keep your hips high as you stretch your heels towards the floor. Again, lift hips up, heels up. Stretch heels down. Then come into neutral. One hand at a time. Walk your hands back to your feet. Nice and slow. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Walk your hands out, one handprint at a time. Come into plank pose, hold there. Raise your right leg up an inch. Change, raise your left leg up an inch. Change, right leg up. And left leg up. Lie on your belly. Inhale into low cobra, Bhujangasana. Roll up into medium cobra. Lower your heart back down. Press up into plank. And stretch back into dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, one handprint at a time. See if you can go slow without your hips wiggling side to side. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Walk your hands out. Hands under your shoulders. Now, take your right hand, one handprint forward, and then your left hand, one handprint forward. Left hand, one more handprint, maybe a half a handprint, and right. Hold there, squeeze your abs in. Take the right hand, one handprint closer, then the left. Then bring the hands right back under the shoulders and hold. Lie on your belly. Inhale into cobra. Come up into medium cobra, or maybe all the way up into high cobra or up dog. Lower your heart back down, press up into plank. And stretch back into dog. One hand at a time. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep your arms up. Then as you exhale, twist to your right and spread your arms. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, twist to your left. Watch out for your ficus triangularis. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale to the right. That's for everyone that always asks. Now you know. Inhale your arms back up. And twist to the left. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. One more time, walk your hands out, one handprint at a time. Hold there, and we'll do that crawl forward. Go right hand, half a handprint forward, then left hand. Left hand, half a handprint forward, then right. Right hand, half a handprint, then left. Oh my gosh, I can't go any more handprints. Right hand back a half a handprint, left hand, right hand, left hand, hold, raise your left leg up an inch. Change, right leg up an inch. I'm exaggerating, it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, lower down onto your belly and inhale into low cobra. Hold there, come up higher. And lower your chest. Stretch back, downward dog. Then take your feet outer hips distance apart, lift your heels up high, and spin your heels over to the right as you stretch your hips up and back. Heels up and over to the left. Heels back up. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee down. Open your heart. Then press the top of the foot down and lift your back knee up. Tricky, tricky. Grow through the inner front hip, out through your big toe, and from your navel up to your heart. Then lower the back knee, curl the back toes under, lift back up, and stretch back into dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your back knee. Point your toe back. Let your hips start to settle towards the floor. Do you have the patience to let the dust start to settle? I stole that from the Tao Te Ching, but it's a great way to think about your pose. Don't rush through. Lift your back knee up, and then just have the patience to find the groove. Feel your body go into the groove where it can start to open, breathe into it. Lower the knee down, curl the back toes under, and lift the back knee up. And stretch back, downward dog. Then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, left foot to the outside of your left. Feet shoulder distance apart now, and then slowly start to drop your buttocks towards your heels while your knees and thighs spin outward. Descend the outer heel bones. Join your palms. Then set your fingertips down and straighten your legs. Let your head drop. Bring your hands to your thighs and come all the way up. Spread your arms, reach up, and then release your arms. Inhale into chair pose. Then cross your left leg up and over your right, and cross your left elbow under your right. If you can double cross the arms and do eagle arms, cool. If not, just grab opposite shoulders like I'm showing. Then uncross your arms, bring the arms at your side, uncross your left leg, and with your right knee bent slightly, tip back into warrior three. Bend your knee, step back into crescent, inhale your arms up. Bring hands to prayer and lean your chest out. Twist, hook your left elbow to your knee. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Take a vinyasa or stretch right back into down dog. Look in between your hands, step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose. Then cross your right leg up and over your left, and right arm under. You can double cross the arms for eagle or grab opposite shoulders. Then bring your arms down at your side, uncross your leg, and tip back into warrior three. Then bend your knee and step back, crescent lunge. Bring hands to prayer. Lean your heart out over your knee and twist. Bring your hands down, step back, plank pose. Take a vinyasa or stretch right back into down dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb and set up your back heel for warrior one. Hug your right outer hip in, lift your belly, raise your arms up. Then bring your hands behind your back and press your knuckles together or take reverse prayer. Step your back foot a little bit closer, straighten your right leg, open your chest and inhale. Exhale, start to lengthen out over your right leg. Reach down through your feet, inhale, come up. Right hand on your hip, raise your left arm. Then twist and put your hand down onto the outside of your foot, blocker floor. Take your right arm up. Look down, slide your left hand a foot in front of your foot on the inside and raise your back leg. Bring your hand down and fold forward. Bend your knees, sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Lift your navel, raise your arms. Stand and release your arms to your side. Shift the weight into your left foot, bring your right knee up. Reach onto the inside of your knee, hold your big toe and stand tall. Hold here, or see if you can start to lift your big toe up without your butt tucking under you. Then open the leg out to the side. Bring your leg back to center and release. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot for warrior one. Inhale your arms up. Then bring your hands behind your back, step the back foot a little closer, open up your shoulders, and start to lengthen out over your leg. Reach down to your feet. Inhale, come back up. Left hand on your hip as you raise your right arm. Then twist and put your hand down onto the outside of your foot, blocker floor. Take your left arm up. Look down, slide your hand a foot in front of your foot and raise your back leg up. Bring your hand down and fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Stand and release your arms at your side. Shift your weight over into your right foot. Bring your left knee up. Take your big toe. Hold here, work on standing tall, or extend your big toe out in front of you. Open your leg out to the side, whether it's bent or straight. Come back to center and release. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Then set your knees down onto the mat and set your elbows down. With your elbows right underneath your shoulders, hands shoulder distance apart, work on rotating your arms externally. That means to turn the biceps out and the triceps back, like the arm is spinning outward. Now keep that feeling, especially up in the socket, right where your arm bone comes up into the shoulder socket. As you curl your toes under, engage your core, lift your knees up 1 inch. Notice how the shoulders want to roll in, keep spinning them out. And then see if you can start to lift your hips up higher, higher, keeping those shoulders rolling. And then walk into plank on your forearms. Hold there. Back into down dog on your forearms. Don't let the shoulders turn in though. Set your knees down. Come back to child's pose. So I just released the arm balance series. In that series, you'll learn how to protect handstands, headstands, and all the various arm balances. So I'm not going to go over in depth, but today I'm just going to go over the preparation for headstand. So find the crown of your head by sliding your fingers right up along the sides of your ears. And then if you slide up from that angle, right where they touch is the crown, you'll place that spot of your head on the floor. Unless you have a history of cervical compression, neck issues, the head doesn't get to touch the floor. Otherwise, if the neck is healthy, you'll lower the crown, but make sure that your shoulder blades aren't sinking on your ears. And then curl toes, lift knees, hips up. Now, just like in that last exercise, you want to feel the arm bones rotate externally, and then see if you can walk your feet in closer, closer and closer without your upper back rounding. Now, imagine I had my knee in your upper back, and I was lifting it straight up. Then see if you can bring one knee up into your chest, lift higher without sinking in your neck. Change legs. And if you're confident in going all the way up, go ahead. And then slowly with control, make your way back into child's pose. Then take downward facing dog. Come into a kneeling position, point your toes back. You can sit on a block if it's difficult on your knees, or you can just sit with your feet out in front of you. Then roll your shoulders open, lift your heart up, and then start to lift your hips up off the ground. Again, if it's too much on your knees, or your quads, you can just stretch the legs out in front of you and do like a reverse plank instead. Then lower your butt back down. Walk your hands out in front of you and lie down onto your belly. Bend your knees and, if possible, reach back with your hands for your feet. Roll your heart forward. Stretch your buttocks out of your lower back. Just a tiny lift, this first one. Then stretch your legs back. Roll into cobra or upward dog. Lower your heart back down and stretch back. Now this next round, we're going to try to back bend over a prop. If this one's really tricky for you, I recommend that you watch the how-to video for this week on Supta Virasana. But otherwise, if you're able to back bend over a couple of blocks like I'm going to show, then we'll give that one a shot. So let's see. You want the block to go right into your middle upper back. And it should feel nice and supportive. If your body's fighting it a bunch, that's just a sign that your body's not quite ready for it. Don't fight with it and try to just stick it out. Instead, you have to modify. And again, in that video, I'll show a really nicely modified variation. If this one doesn't work for you, just do the one on the hands like we did first. And that one should be sufficient. We'll hold for 5 breaths. If you can grab the elbows and take the elbows overhead, if you're supported, go ahead. And then come back up. For round 2, lie back down onto your belly. Bend the knees and see if you can reach back and catch a hold of the feet. And see if you can roll up just a little bit higher this round, without straining, without forcing. Then stretch your legs straight back behind you and reach back through your toes as you reach forward through your heart, Shalabhasana. Lower yourself down, rest one cheek, rest the other cheek. Press up on the hands and knees. Back into downward dog. Then come to a seated position. Sit with your legs out in front of you, Dandasana. Now without any sinking in your spine, reach straight down through the sit bones. Take one arm forward. Take both arms forward. One arm all the way up. Reach straight down through the sit bones, straight up through the crown. Both arms up. Then roll down onto your back. Put the hands next to your side and take the legs straight up. Reach your sit bones straight out of your back. And then keeping the abdominals engaged, lower your right leg halfway. See if you can go a little further. And back up. Lower the left leg halfway. Keep those abs in, don't let them pop up. A little further. And then the right. And the left. Keep going. And on this last round, see if you can do double legs, both at the same time. Lower them slowly a third of the way. Another third of the way. and back up. Last one. And hug your knees to your chest. Then open your arms to the side and bring your knees over towards your right elbow and then over towards the left elbow. Towards the right. Back to the left. To the right. To the left. Come back to center. Now bring your fingers behind your ears. Curl up to your knees. Hold those low abs in. Crunch the upper abs into the lower abs. Push your left leg forward. Change legs. Keep going side to side. Keep those abs in. Now see if you can take both legs forward. Keep the abs engaged. And hug your knees in. Last one, roll up. Balance in between your sit bones and your tailbone. Scoop your belly up and lift your feet up. Both arms forward. And then see if you can lift your legs up higher and higher and higher. And release. Pretty good for the abs there. Okay, now come into a seated position on a block or on a lift. And with your left leg stretched out, hug your right knee towards you. You might want another prop for your hand. And let's come into Marichyasana C. So this leg is like a mountain pose leg. Keep it active, toes pointing straight up. Wrap your left elbow around your knee. Put your right hand behind you. And first, get the length through your spine. So decompress as much as you can. And that'll be the healthiest for the muscles to teach the spine to decompress as you're twisting. So instead of twisting downward, release up into the twist. Even if you don't twist as deep, I don't care. Come back to center, release, and change sides. Hug the left knee in, wrap your arm around. Come back to center. Then bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip. Cross your right ankle just to the outside of the knee. Wrap the left arm around again and twist to your right. Release. Change the cross of your legs. Come back to center. Then to the best of your ability, cross your left knee right over top of your right knee. So it's definitely beneficial to be up on the block. If your knees cross really easily and you're not feeling much of a stretch, you could just try to sit flat and then see if you can start to walk your hands forward. Keep sitting the hips back and down onto the floor, onto the block. Inhale, come back up. Change the cross of your legs. Right knee right over top of the left knee. And start to fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend the right knee off to the side like a tree pose leg. Lean, reach and catch a hold of the foot or strap your foot, whatever you need. And then scoop your navel up and sit up as tall as you can as you stretch your right thigh down and away from you. Maha Mudra. Release that. Change legs. Release that. Lie down onto your back and take happy baby. So reach on the insides of your knees, hook your big toes, or if you're more flexible, catch the outsides of the feet. And let your thigh bones release down into the socket. Imagine I had a rope across your hips and I was gently tractioning your hips down towards the floor out of your lower back. And then set your feet down for Shavasana, corpse pose. So just let your body relax now. Consciously, from head to toe, start to relax. Relax the feet and the legs. Let go of the tension in your hips, your lower back, and in your abdomen. Hands soft. Shoulders and arms relax. Let go of the neck, tension, the jaw, the tongue. Let go of the tension in the eyes, around the eyes. Even in the inner ear, soften. Sink deeply inward. And take a slightly fuller, deeper breath. Gently bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to seated and join your palms together. Thank you. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hey, if you liked the video, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see for next week's video. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications bell. That'll make sure that you don't miss any future videos. It's also the best way to support the channel. Hey, while you're at it, one last thing. If you're interested in deepening your practice, I highly recommend signing up for the Conscious Movement community. On there, you'll find the arm balance series, the chakra series, the flexibility mobility series, and every month I post new 1-hour videos that will take your practice deeper. So if you haven't signed up for that, click the link below and make sure to do that. First 2 weeks are free, so why not give it a shot? Have a great day. I'll see you next time.